Chapter 4. The Address. Maya stared at the card like it might change if she looked at it long enough. It didn't. Just a plain white rectangle. No logo, no number, no friendly explanation to make any of this less strange. Vance. An address. That's it, she said. That's all he gave you? Adrian turned the card over again, even though he had already done that 3 times. Yeah. No phone number, no email, nothing that makes this even slightly less suspicious? No. Maya let out a slow breath and started to pace. Okay, let's think about this. A random guy shows up, knows about your notebook, which he should not know about, and then tells us to come meet him in the middle of nowhere? Well, when you say it like that, it sounds bad, Adrian said. It is bad. He didn't answer right away. His eyes stayed on the card. But he knew, he said quietly. Maya stopped. Knew what? Knew about the notebook. About us. He looked up at her. We didn't tell anyone. A flicker of unease passed through her. You could have, she said. Though even to her own ears it sounded weak. Maya, someone overheard us. Maybe? No, Adrian said. Maya crossed her arms. So what do you think? He's been watching us? Adrian hesitated. Yeah. The words settled between them. Maya glanced around instinctively like she might catch someone listening. Students were still moving through the entrance, talking, laughing, pretending the world was normal. That made it worse. This is exactly how people disappear in movies, she said. They follow some mysterious guy and then everything goes wrong. Adrian gave a faint, humorless smile. Good thing this isn't a movie. Well, that's not comforting. He slipped the card into his pocket. I'm going. Maya stared at him. Of course you are. Well, you don't have to come. She snorted. Right. Let you go alone? Not happening. Adrian shrugged a little. You literally just said it was a terrible idea. It is. Then why are you coming? Maya looked at him for a second, then exhaled. Because if something weird is going on, and clearly it is, I'm not letting you walk into it by yourself. For a moment, neither of them said anything. Then Adrian nodded. Okay, Maya said, though her stomach tightened the second she said it. After school, she hesitated just long enough to make the answer feel real. After school. The address led them out of the city. That was the first bad sign. The second was how fast everything around them started to feel empty. Buildings gave way to open land. Side streets turned into long stretches of road with almost no traffic. The noise of the city faded behind them until it felt like a distant memory. Maya stared out of the passenger window while Adrian drove. Her fingers tapped against her leg without her noticing. Have you ever noticed how places like this feel different? She asked. Adrian kept his eyes on the road. Different how? I don't know, she frowned. Quieter than they should be. That's because there's nothing out here. Yeah, but it's more than that. He glanced at her briefly. You're overthinking it. Am I? He didn't answer because he felt it as well. They found a place at the end of a long, unmarked road. No sign, no gate, just a single building sitting alongside the horizon. At first glance, it looked plain enough. Low concrete walls, flat roof, nothing decorative, nothing welcoming. But the closer they got, the more wrong it felt. Too clean, too deliberate. Please tell me you're seeing this, Maya said. Yeah, Adrian replied. You still want to go in? He parked the car and killed the engine. No, he said honestly. Maya blinked. Well, that's new. But I'm going in anyway. Of course you are. They got out of the car. The air was still and heavy, like the whole place was holding its breath. No wind, no traffic, no birds, just silence. Maya looked back at the road. If we disappear out here, no one's finding us. Then let's not disappear, Adrian said. Great plan. They walked towards the building, their footsteps faint against the concrete. When Maya got closer, she noticed something else. There aren't any windows, she said. Adrian nodded. Yeah, no cameras either. That we can see. That is not helping. They reached the door. It was already open. Maya stopped. Okay. Nope, That's worse. Adrian exhaled slowly. Yeah. Tell me we are not just walking into that. He looked at the doorway, then back at her. We're walking into that. Maya shut her eyes for a half second. I knew you were going to say that. Stay behind me, he said. She raised eyebrows. What exactly are you going to do if something happens? Adrian paused. We'll figure it out. Fantastic. But she followed him anyway. The inside was nothing like Maya expected. It was dark. It was abandoned. It was controlled. Bright. Even lighting stretched down a long hallway lined with smooth walls and no decorations at all. Their air felt cold, almost sterile. Every step echoed like the building was listening. This is not normal, Maya whispered. No, Adrian said, it's not. They reached the end of the hallway, one room. The door slid open before either of them could touch it. Maya flinched. Nope, I still hate that. Adrian stepped in first. Maya followed. And stopped. The room was bigger than it should have been. Clean, minimal, almost empty, except for one thing. A massive wall-sized screen, covered in stars, not random stars, patterns, shifting, moving, alive. And standing in front of it was Dr. Vance. He turned as they entered, calm as ever, like he'd been expecting them the entire time. I was wondering how long it would take, he said. Maya folded her arms. You should have just said all this at the school. Vance gave a small, knowing smile. Would you have believed me? No. Exactly. Adrian stepped forward a little. You just said you had answers? I do. Then start talking. Vance studied him for a moment, then nodded. Fair enough. He stepped aside and gestured to the screens. Tell me, he said, his voice steady. What do you see? Maya glanced at Adrian and then looked at them deeply. Stars, she said. Space. The usual. Look closer. Adrian stepped up beside the screen, eyes narrowing. The patterns weren't random. They were arranged intentionally, like a code. It's a map, he said. Vance nodded. Yes. Maya frowned. A map of what? Vance looked back at the screen. Of where we came from. The words landed like a blow. Maya let out a short laugh, but there was no humor in it. Yeah, okay. We're done here. She turned slightly, ready to leave. 2 sons, Vance said. She froze. Slowly, she turned back. What did you say? Vance met her eyes. Your dream, he said. 2 sons, a metallic surface, structures unlike anything on Earth. Maya felt her pulse kick harder. How do you know that? Vance didn't answer right away. Instead, he looked between the two of them, like he was deciding how much truth they really were ready for. Then he said, because you're not the first to remember. The room seemed to shrink around them. Vance nodded towards the screen again. These aren't just stars, he said. They're locations, systems, worlds. Adrian's voice came quieter now. Worlds like hers? Yes. Maya shook her head and took a step back. No, that's not possible. Vance's expression softened just a little. I understand why you'd think that. Think that, she said sharply. You're talking about dreams like they're real. I'm talking about memories, he corrected. That word hit harder than it should have. Maya's voice dropped. They're not memories? Vance held her gaze. Aren't they? Silence followed, heavy. Adrian looked down at the notebook in his hand and then back at the screen. My grandfather knew, he said. Vance nodded once again. Yes. Maya looked between them. Knew what? Neither of them answered, because the next part mattered too much. Vance took a slow breath. Then he said the words that changed everything. Humanity didn't begin on Earth.